Hello, my name is Brittany Finley, and today I'm going to talk to you about some refined sugar, some high fructose corn syrup, and the complex sugars that we can find in everyday foods. A lot of times we don't realize how much sugar is actually in everyday foods that we just pick up and grab it on the go and things like that. But I have some examples here that I'd like to show you because I think a visual look makes a bigger difference than just talking about it. I have a few little jars, and in these test tubes we have the amount of sugar that is actually in each of these items. So this one, for instance, is a brownie, which is only a 2-inch square brownie. It's about a half of a test tube. I have up here that the brownie has 12 grams of sugar in it. So just this little test tube has 12 grams, so only one 2-inch brownie. The next thing that I have is our chocolate chip, which is also it's a little bit less than a half of a test tube. It's about 10 grams of sugar. We have this whole test tube, which is completely full, which is 1/6 of a 9-inch apple pie. And the grams on that is 32 grams of sugar in 1/6 of an apple pie. The next thing that we have is also another full test tube of sugar, which is 1 cup of vanilla ice cream, which has 28 grams of sugar in it. So most of the time we eat pralines and cream or chocolate or things like that, but just a single vanilla 1 cup is 28 grams. We have another half a cup of Jell-O, which is very close to the top. And Jell-O, depending on what kind you get, I know that you can get some fat-free, some sugar-free, but like chocolate Jell-O puddings and things like that has 34 grams of sugar in it, which is a drastic amount of sugar. This is pancake syrup, which you also can get light in, but this is just a regular pancake syrup. This is 2 tablespoons, and it has 24 grams. So that's, I'm sure we put lots more than just 2 tablespoons on our waffles and pancakes in the morning. And then here is 1 Pop-Tart, which is what we feed our kids. Lots of people feed their kids every day. And 1 Pop-Tart has 20 grams of sugar in that. So if you're looking at a daily allowance of 50 to 60 grams of sugar, which is actually a little high, you're getting that with half in breakfast with a Pop-Tart, a Hershey bar, ice cream, anything like that. I use these test tubes a lot for visual purposes because I see that when I'm talking to kids and I'm talking to adults, once they see that much sugar is in a cup of vanilla ice cream, then you're looking at, why would you waste all that sugar in 1 cup of vanilla ice cream? And now we're going to talk about why this is important. Why is sugar so important? High fructose corn syrup is actually the #1 cause of obesity. And as you know, America is leading the country in obesity and things like that. Different countries do not have this big of an obesity problem. And so it's very important that we look at the high fructose corn syrup that's in so much of the food that we eat every day. If you look on a nutritional label on the ingredients, if the very first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup, that means it has the most of that in there. So I would like to teach adults and kids as well how to look at labels and learn that if that's the first thing that's in it, means that that's 90% of what's in that food. Refined carbs such as flour, sugars, cereal, things like that are also very high in sugar as well. Now we say, why? Sugar is natural. We can, it should digest very quickly. Well, that is actually the problem. Refined sugars actually are the quickest thing to digest. So when you have simple carbs, they're actually only made up of 1 to 2 sugar molecules or glucose. So whenever that's ingested in your body, it goes to your bloodstream very, very quickly. It has to actually the insulin has to be released into the blood sugar to bring the levels back down, and then the glucose actually goes to the cells. So because it is digested so quickly, it makes it very hard for everything to work. You get a very big spurge of energy, but then it's gone within an hour if, say, you drink a pop before you go. So what we're looking at is what we need to do to cut back on all these refined sugars, these carbs, and pick more complex carbs, which are wheat items, wheat noodles, wheat bread, things like that. Anything that would be helpful that takes longer to break down in your system, which is complex carbs. So if we make simple choices like eating fruits and vegetables for lunch and dinner as opposed to eating Pop-Tarts and things like that, then you're going to be making a difference in your body, which is something that we all want to do. This can also lower our calorie intake. As you can see how much sugar is in it, it's going to raise our calorie intake. And in order to have a healthy diet, you also have to have a healthy exercising regimen and things like that. And that's the key thing that we want to look at is our exercising, because you may be exercising, but in order to get rid of 28 grams of sugar, you're going to have to exercise. You're going to have to bike for an hour. You're going to have to walk for an hour and a half. And so we may be going to the gym, but only for 30 minutes, so we're still not getting what we need to out of what we're doing. Another tool that I found is very important is this accountability journal. Inside of it, you get to write down every day what exercising you have done, what breakfast you ate, what lunch you ate, what cereal you ate, fruits, vegetables, how much water you drink. This just helps you stay accountable for what you're doing throughout the day. So the idea is to get better and healthier foods and vegetables in our daily meal, as well as exercising. Another online tool is the Calorie King is somewhere where I pulled up all of these grams of sugar and things like that. An online log where you can log in things that you want to do every day, foods that you eat, exercising that you do, different things like that. And so we need to do this for our kids as well. So this is something that I would recommend for students, children, adults, everyone to have a healthier life. Thank you.